Hello, I just wanted to do a quick video to talk about hand eczema and other hand conditions where your hands are very dry and they split open, especially around the knuckles and around the fingernails. That's any place where the fingers bend. So I wanted to do a quick video about myself and what I went through with eczema. Briefly, my first daughter, who's 4 now, she was born very early, 2 months early, and very, very small, a pound and 10 ounces. It was very hard, very scary time. That's just putting it mildly. But anyway, I had to go visit her for 2 months and scrub into the NICU every day with the harsh soaps and the sanitizers and all of that. And just between that and the stress of all of it and recovering from C-section, my hands just exploded with eczema. It was just itchy hell. It was just hell. And it's very damaging on many levels, not just on the level of your hands and discomfort, but just psychologically, just because having to go to the store is embarrassing. Having to shake anyone's hand is embarrassing. Anyway, I wanted to give some tips of things that actually helped me heal. I hope that it reaches at least one person because that would just make me so happy. Anyway, one of the first things that they prescribed to me was to use bleach. And I can't stress enough, please don't use bleach. Ever. No matter what they say, don't use it. Apple cider vinegar, Bragg's, with the brand is called Bragg's, with the mother in it. Research this. It works 100 times better than bleach, and it's just more natural and just the way things have always been. They've used vinegar for hundreds of years to help things. Please don't use bleach. It's just the worst possible thing. And they dermatologists will tell you to do it, so please. Secondly, gloves. Gloves for cleaning, gloves for doing dishes. I used cloth gloves to sleep when my hands were at their worst, because then I could kind of goop them up with the shea butter and the things that helped me, and then put them in the gloves so I didn't scratch overnight. Also, you can line vinyl gloves or rubber gloves for washing dishes. You can line them, put those cloth gloves on first, and then put those gloves on. Amazing. These are vinyl. It's backwards. It's vinyl gloves. Don't use latex because latex pretty much bothers everyone. So use disposable vinyl gloves for anything that's real chemical that you have to do, or moldy, or anything like that. When my hands were bad, I couldn't cut onions, garlic, or pineapple without my hands freaking out and getting so painful and itchy and burny. So I'm big for the environment and no waste, and I hate to do something like that. And you can actually wash them and dry them out and stuff. But I can't stress enough the vinyl gloves for things that you shouldn't touch, because when you have hand eczema, your hands are so fragile that if anything gets on it to where it can cause infection. So, and you don't want that. Okay, safe scratching. That's what I called it. When your hands are just going crazy, especially at nighttime when you're trying to sleep, and it's usually when it's at its worst. That's when I would do what's called safe scratching. To me, is the blisters itself is what make you itch, and what's inside the blisters especially. So if you can do it to where that is being rinsed away clean, that's for the best, because when you scratch with your fingernails, you're just scratching bacteria into it and making a big old mess. So of course you know you can't scratch. So of course cut all your fingernails really short. Keep them short so you don't have hangnails or anything like that. If there's any kind of loose skin that can catch on clothes or your baby's diaper or something, make sure that they're all trimmed, because then nothing's worse than that when you're healing and then all of a sudden it gets caught on something and you're just so anyway, safe scratching, that's where my products come in. But by all means, mine might not work for you. Eczema is different. Everybody has things that help them and things that don't help them. Some people, coconut oil helps them. Some people, makes them worse. For me, it was unrefined shea butter straight from Africa, the best quality Yellow can be just lovely, lovely stuff. And cocoa butter, also unrefined. That's what I make my body butters with. I make two kinds. One has Himalayan salt in it for an extra scrubby thing for feet, hands, elbows, knees, anywhere like your backside. Really helps with cellulite and things we all have. Also, I make an oatmeal one, and the oatmeal one is the one that I would use for my itchy hands. And I just, when you couldn't take it anymore and you couldn't sleep, I'd come down even in the middle of the night and just get some water going. And you take the butter and either cut off a piece or break off a piece, or just use the butter itself and just rub and rub and rub and rub as much as you can. Exfoliate all of the dead skin off, because that doesn't help you with eczema. For some reason you can't exfoliate very well on your own, so if you scrub with something, it really helps and gets all of that other dried mess off. And that, surprisingly, you would think it wouldn't help, but it helps immensely to exfoliate when you have eczema. So those are available in my website. On the description box, I'll put that. I also have an Etsy. But like I said, by all means, they may not work for you, and they may be wonderful. My butters can also, you can break off a piece and put it in a bowl and melt it with warm water and stick your hands in it for a while, watch TV or something, and do a nice hand treatment or foot treatment wherever you're really dry and need that like that. So anyway, in conclusion of things, just also keep a handle of your stress, because it's usually, it happens and you get a flare-up when you're at your most stressed out point, or right after you've had a baby or something very traumatic, you've broke your foot, it's something that happens that puts your physical body in a state of recovery or healing. This will spring up too. It's just your immune system is down and it's kicking you when it's down. But I just really hope that something here can really help somebody. I know what it's like to go through it. I went through it for a long time. And, if I don't keep a handle on it, it can still come back, especially in the winter. So, anyway, take care.